It has been played. It's not like this craziest thing ever, but it's not very common.
Prepare for battle.
Well, we're gonna find out how it all breaks down, my friend, because we are into our upper bracket final, Game 1, between Nigma Galaxy and Chimera Esports. Both of these squads will have a second opportunity in the event of a loss, dropping down to the lower bracket, but you certainly want the easy road into the grand finals taking place tomorrow. I didn't ask you overall. Give me the prediction, fam. Which draft would you prefer to be on right now?
I would honestly play Chimera's draft. Rather, it looks... I mean, there's something I'm not seeing here from Radiant. There's something I'm seeing as well, and that's the Slark game. The Slark game looks very solid, but overall, I think the side of Chimera has maybe an easier time to execute this. Especially if they come out of the lanes even, not even winning. If they're even out of the lanes, they can start making plays on the map, moving around. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Tricore is still kind of weird to me. Even it was Centaur, Bristle, and Sniper was weird, but Slark, Bristle, and Sniper is not much better, in my opinion. But I know we have a lot of Nigma fanboys in the chat. So I'm gonna say it's Miracle Slark, bro. He's got this, don't worry.
You know what could potentially happen, right? If they end up doing fairly decently in the offlane with the Bristleback Centaur, this does seem like one of those games where a twin gate rotation with Slark Dark Willow could be super good. You kill both heroes, you take the tower, and then even if you give up your own tower, you start like farming the enemy triangle, and they're part of the map. I imagine at some point you're probably going to be forced into that, because once this Brewmaster gets like level 5, level 6, I don't really want to be in that lane as a Slark.
Yeah, that's true. He can start zoning out very easily, like we've seen in the last couple of games as well. By the way, a lot of Brewmaster in this region. Is it the same in the other regions too? Like, this is a hero that has been, well, lately played a bit more, but for the majority of the last like 3-4 months, it's been kinda ignored.
I mean, it's looked good when we've seen it throughout this day, in particular. When it's looked good, I mean, there've even been teams that have overperformed drastically on the basis of having this Brewmaster in tow. But to satiate your curiosity, let me go and check. So across all the qualifiers, Brewmaster has been picked 13 times with a 61% win rate. 61.5% win rate, so 62%. That's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. That's actually quite a lot. And Brew is definitely one of these Dahak heroes as well. Like, you know, all these Visages, Prophets, Brews, Beasts, micro heroes basically. So definitely fits his playstyle.
We'll unpause now. Let's see how it's all going to shake out. Unfortunately, it does not seem like we're going to have this super action-packed start to the game like we've had in these other series. What can you do? I don't think this wraparound is going to work. They're going to actually do a late smoke for this one. They really want this kill. Let's see if they manage to find the full distance, but I don't know. What do you feel? Is this actually going to work? They have an observer one on the high ground, so once it breaks, they'll know exactly where to go to avoid this.
I mean, there's always... whenever you have an Ogre, you're kind of reluctant to take this first engagement because you don't have a spell, but... And I really don't think their level 1 is that strong on Dire. Just take your 2 and that's it. Try and take at least 2 bounties. Miracle knows, he pinged them out. His Barracuda evaporated.
Well, he's still going to take some harass damage here, though. Going to be forced to take the slower path back. He gets disrupted right now. Quite a bit of damage going in on top of him. And they force him to level up the pounds just to get out of danger, so... They don't get the kill, but they still get some kind of win in the lane.
Yeah, 1J didn't believe. That's sad. Panto, he believed. He went for the body block. But 1J didn't. He fought Dark Willow instead. Like, he could have went for maybe that disruption into a double block from the heroes. But in any case, let's see how the lanes go. What's happening on mid? Right now, it's yeah, just a classic ghillie suit.
Ooh.
Sniper.
So you were saying to me in the previous game that Tiny pretty much has no bad matchups. Who's a better laner, Tiny or Sniper right now?
I mean, Sniper also has very little amount of bad matchups, if any. The problem for Sniper is what he does later, you know, like how do you utilize the hero post-laning stage? Not everyone manages to do it well, but this should be a fairly good and solid lane for Sumail.
I mean, we have seen the King owning in the mid lane, even in very unfavorable matchups, so anticipating that this lead could extend as time goes on. As we take a quick gander into the top lane. This dual melee brawler lineup, Bristleback Centaur. I still maintain that this Gyrocopter should be able to farm very, very well here. But we'll see. Right now it's going that way, but we'll see how things go as more levels accrue.
I think you're right. I think you should. Of course, if they manage to mess with the equilibrium and get the lane back. Centaur, actually. Pento might be dead here. Let's see.
Pento falling low. He does manage to heal himself up a little bit. They get the stomp out onto this Ogre Magi. They're chasing him down. Can they get the first blood? Yes, they can. Unfortunately, it might cost them both of their lives. They both end up falling. Oh man, Creeps get the kill onto Noob, so they deny the Gyro a double. But nonetheless, both of these heroes fall in favor of their first blood.
Yeah, this is still very good for the Gyrocopter. Like, he gets solo experience on 2 heroes, the lane is pushing in. And why did that happen? It happened because of that 1 second ignite cooldown. He gets the ignite, he tosses the blood grenade, and both of them just suffer so much damage. The Gyro can clean them up.
Looking at the other side of the map though, the Hawk and 1J. He's trying to get this Brewmaster as farmed up as possible. And Slog, it was unfortunate that he had to go for the pounce early on, but for now should still be okay. He's waiting for the next couple of levels before he really has to ponder how to deal with this brew, but at this present moment, getting as much farm as possible before the full harass comes in.
There isn't really a lot, right? Like, I don't think Slark will suffer in this lane. It should be still kind of fine for Miracle. So far, 13 lasts on him, 14 on the Hawk Brew. The only lane right now that's looking kind of rough is mid. 18 lasted 7 denies, and 12 lasted 2 denies on Lorenov. But also keep in mind that Lorenov is just sending himself a lot of resources region. Needs to spend that gold on heals. He might be dead here.
Oh, he actually might be in a lot of trouble. Shrapnel on top of him. 1J comes in though with the rotation. Immediate disruption. Sumail falling low. Who's gonna get the kill first? It's gonna be 1J. Oh no, Sumail! Fairy Fire on the high ground, but he still eventually dies. GA will be able to finish off Lorenov as well with the Shadow Realm hit. And secures the double with some right clicks through the Bramble Maze. So that's overall, Nigma Galaxy end up on top.
Yeah, that's the kind of a TP you like as a support. You go in, you get 1 kill and 1 solo kill as well. Like, GH right now, living life top lane. Noob.
Noob does not like this. Ran down by the Gyro.
Yeah, Omar actually wants to go mid.
Back, so there's too much damage from the Gyro.
Lorenov? He's just gone again. Yeah, they waited for him. Yeah, look, Bristleback died because of this move. Omar moved mid and he waited for the Spirit to TP in. Spirit TPs, and most likely he TPs because he believes that Omar is stacking. He probably didn't expect this Centaur to be ganking without boots this early on. But look at the tier 1 tower. Like, it's almost dead on the mid lane. It's crazy. This is, by the way, one of Lorenov's best heroes, I feel like, the Storm Spirit. But even though he got that kill on Sniper early on, this isn't the position you want to be in. And Centaur is just chilling mid.
I mean, they were first picking his Storm Spirit when they're still on Tundra in a lot of these different games, but struggling right now. Trading about 1,000 gold behind Sumail on his Sniper at the moment. Fortunately for him, though, it's not all bad news for Chimera Esports. This Gyro is incredibly farmed, bro. Like, incredibly farmed. He's had a phenomenal time in the top lane, and obviously he can't be fully left alone, but he's definitely feeling super confident about the way this game is going right now.
Yeah. What I like about TA2000 is this is a player that usually plays heroes that rotate very early on and start making moves. And I think he's gonna have to do
Dire's
that.
middle tower is under attack.
Like, he's gonna have to help out his teammates, because Storm will not be able to. So someone has to cover that void.
Dire's
Keep in
middle
mind
tower
that
is under attack.
he's having this good of a lane because of the mid lane. Like, Centaur is basically always mid.
Dire's
So
middle
Bristle
tower
can't
is
do
under
anything on top. But that also means that
Speaking of
Storm is
Bristle,
suffering.
He's getting ran down by the gyrocopter at the moment. TA2000 threw a rocket on top of him. No TP rotations just yet, and Noob is actually about to die. One more rocket barrage will kill him. He needs to have some help, but nobody's coming in just yet. TA2000 almost fell down, but the easy escape from the gyro. He just runs back behind the tier 1 tower, and all of a sudden it's Panto that's going to be in some danger. Getting chased down by Omar. Stuns him up. Sumail has the right click damage, and Panto should end up falling.
Gyro's coming back. Look at
Nice. Gyro
TA.
wants to re-engage here. He's thinking about it. He does have access to the cooldown. He's got quite a bit of damage. He sees
Yo.
Omar, I think. He pings him out. No, Omar sees him
Radiant's
first.
top
They
tower.
both ping each
No,
other.
you got scouted, yeah.
I don't think he wants to go for this. He still goes in. There's a full rocket barrage with the homing missile out onto Omar. Drop the cooldown. Noob, Omar trying to dodge this as much as they can. Omar should still end up dead. TA2000 on the killing spree, but how does he get out of here right now? Noob
He doesn't.
just slowly but surely throwing snot onto him as Sumail can plink him down with the right clicks. Killing spree ended. It goes the way of the sniper.
Look, I said he's supposed to be active, not suicidal. That was... Oh my god, that was bad. Like, first he doesn't get the wisdom, because of the 2 levels of hoof stomp on Centaur. He gets a long duration stun. And then the only kill that he does get is Omar. Like, he gets the Centaur, but... I mean, you truly are going to take that trade any day. Yeah, very sad for CHIMERA in that situation.
It's a lot of sad things. They still need to recover quite a little bit of net worth on Laranov. The same is true for the Brewmaster. Only really this Gyrocopter that's been having a decent time. And the Gyro is going to increase his decent time because they get the quick kill out onto Noob. Bottom lane, they may be going on to Miracle here. The Hawk thinking about going in for the split, but Miracle should be fine. Still has the ultimate ready to go, and now he's actually turning around on top of the Terrorize. They're looking for 1J. Bedlam doing enough damage that they bring down the Shadow Demon. The Hawk getting assassinated right now. He's not going to be able to split in time, so he just dies. Nigma Galaxy claiming 2 kills in the bottom lane and sacrificing nothing.
TA2000 and Panto are here, but Slark, he still has his ulti even.
He triggers it,
This
jumps in, gets the leash out onto the Gyrocopter, but Gyro turns around with the cooldown, doesn't leech onto anybody just yet. Laranov also makes an appearance in the fight, going directly onto Sumail. They want the Storm Spirit, and they will be able to get him. But let's see just how much it costs, as they end up losing Panto first and foremost. TA2000 attempting to run away past the crevice into the Ancient Camp, and he will make it. The fight's not over though, because Laranov is still posting up quite aggressively, but somebody on the team has had a cooler head. It will prevail, and the fight will finally end.
A much higher level of Dota in this game that we have seen in our last series top lane. Diving the Brew with an ulti, he just wants to force it at this point.
Yep. He succeeds in this endeavor. It's probably gonna cost him his life. GH trying to do his best to interrupt this with the Bramble Maze, but it is a fool's errand. Noob will certainly die. I mean, it's unfortunate to lose your life like that, but if he doesn't end up in a situation where they immediately lose the tier 1 tower top, he'll be back in 20 seconds. The ultimate will only be back in 2 minutes, so it's not great, but it's acceptable.
Honestly, there's just so many moves that are so crazy to me this game that I'm not sure if you know, there's a thin line between insanity and genius, and I'm not sure on which side these guys are. Like, sure, this Bristleback is not having a good game. He's 3k net worth, but it's not like the Hack is having the most amazing game on Brew, and he just gets basically a freebie here. Yeah, you use your ulti, but you're happy to use your ulti on Brewmaster. The moment you get it, you want to use it aggressively, and this is even better. Like, you're fine living under the tower. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I can see your reasoning when you talked about it, but if I was Brew, I'm just saying I'm happy with this.
Okay.
That's
Hear me
all.
out. Centaur right now is on the way to level 6, right? If they can find somehow, magically, if these two supports can just wait and be patient top, the Bristleback TPs back to the top lane, Sniper joins them, they get a kill or two, get level 6 on the Centaur, get a tower, immediately stampede for the next kill, then it's all worth it. Then it's worthwhile. Then it's fine.
Ah, the long con. I see.
Well, we're going to see if they are gamblers of this sort or if they are the flash type of gamblers. Is it actually just going to go in right now? They have an observer ward that is scouting out the Hawk, and they see that he's only at half HP, and they know he has no split. So can they entrap him here? They might feel like they don't have enough damage between the two of them, but they scouted. They know. This kill might not happen anymore.
It should, right?
He's still going for it, though. Nobody's TPing in to help him. Bedlam comes out. The Hawk still alive right now within the Earth Brawler, getting a ton of HP, so he's fine, fam. He's good.
Yeah, they kind of messed up their body movements. Like, that's it. Like, the way they move their heroes. I'm pretty sure if Bedlam connects properly with the stun, he's dead, but yeah, they didn't get on top of him. Nice fortification for the creeps to stay alive long enough, so Bedlam is spread out anyway. A lot of interesting moves so far. How's Sumail doing? On the mid lane, almost has that Maelstrom completed. Probably gonna get the Gleipnir versus the Storm. It's always nice to get.
Radiant structures are
The Storm
fortified.
is closing in on his Kaya. If you had the Kaya close to getting the Kaya, it could maybe show up in the top lane to help out on the defense of this push, but now that Nigma Galaxy have brought in all 5 heroes, I imagine Chimera Esports will just let this one go.
Yeah, like
Unfortunately, they don't give up any heroes in the process.
Dire's
Yeah,
top tower
you talked
is under
about
attack.
Primal Split being used. That always enables the opposing team to make a move, and they did exactly that. The Hawk, meanwhile, just waiting for his ulti to be back online, and then you can start making moves again.
There's a small move happening onto GH right now. Shadow Realm will come out, and the TP should enable this Dank Willow to escape. And he's out. He's Gucci. She's chilling in the fountain.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Chimera, absolutely no AoE stuns on their side. They have a lot of slows, a lot of damage, but no AoE stuns to stop that Dark Willow. A lot of stacks is something that they've got too. 1J, of course, Shadow Demon, master of the stacks. And Gyro, probably one of the happiest heroes to take them.
Dire are
Gyrocopter
scanning.
building in towards his Aghanim Scepter right now. Playing the classic heavy hitter build. Has a shoot getting the Mask of Madness. Just gone straight for the Critilis into the Aghanim Scepter. So once this man gets a BKB, I do not want to be near him in a fight.
Keep in mind that he's not the only one that's getting farmed, because Voronov is actually taking the Ancient stacks, so his recovery will be a little bit faster, not something that you usually expect from the Storm. To be clearing up the stacks when you have a Gyro in your team at least. But yeah, he gets the Ancients and he gets the hard camp.
OG Lorinov has his Kaya flying in right now. Still has access to the 4 raindrops, and they're actually going to smoke up immediately himself and 1J. Stampede does get popped just to get the Bristleback out of danger, as he was being encroached upon, but he still gets stunned by the missile. A little bit too far away to chase down though, so they just have to let him go.
Yeah, he's still not the tanky Bristle that you usually like to have on your side. He's fine because of the cloak. He already has plus 20 magic. Oh, Omar.
Slip up onto the high ground. Omar not nearly going to be as tanky, and you could end up dead here. At the same time, Sniper doing his best to try and zone them away will fail in this endeavor. So Chimera get the quick kill. Should be able to clean up the tier 1 tower as well. And they TP'd out to ensure that they get the Wisdom Rune. So 1J is aware of how Nigma have been just stealing Wisdom Runes. The thievery of the squad. He's going to try and prevent it right now. In the
Yeah,
meantime,
but
top lane. Oh no. Ooh. He ends up dead. Lorinov steals the Wisdom Rune as well. Can they catch up to these heroes and punish them? Doesn't seem like it. Panto TP's out. Can't get leashed up. TA2000 way too far away. He TP's out as well. So Chimera Esports just getting away with murder on the map, Liz.
Yeah, another day, another Wisdom Rune being stolen. They protect their own, and they get the murder, and they get the Wisdom. Nicely played. Keep in mind that they didn't really commit a lot to that. No big ultis were spent. Just a couple of TPs afterwards. Yeah, it's just like Nigma, even though they had pretty solid safe lane and mid, the nature of their heroes is not allowing them to make a lot of moves. Like, their draft is... well, like, how do you play this at the moment? Miracle top?
Well, they're gonna have to figure out how to maybe play without the Slok, as he will be able to get himself through the stun of the homing missile, trying to run away. Massive leap, but unfortunately there's quite a bit of mana available on Lorinov. He's able to jump up, finish the assassination, and unfortunately GH, he came in hoping to try and save his carry. Instead, all he's saving is the investments of the gyrocopter. He goes down as well, 2 heroes falling. And Chimera will be able to finish off the Aghanim Scepter off the back of this for the gyro.
Yeah, he's making sure Gyrocopter is well diversified in some ETFs. Sumail is in.
Sumail is trying to bankrupt him right now, showing up onto the high ground. Unfortunately, it turns out that Sumail has bought some Dogecoin. The value has dropped to nothing as he gets involved in the fight. He dies. They end up losing the Centaur as well as the Bristleback. A triple kill for Lorinov. His recovery is no longer in question, and the dominance of Chimera has now been asserted.
Yeah, my friend, that's not Dogecoin. That's some Pepe Hands coin right there. That's some sad coin. Sad frog coin. I don't know. In any case, very sad movement so far from Nigma. Like, they decided to go into the enemy triangle when Brewmaster's ult is up, and when your Dark Willow and Slark are dead. I understand that they maybe thought that there is like an opportunity to pick someone off, but Gyro is way too big, Ogre is way too tanky for them to cleanly get a kill. And that's something that you, Snare, talked about during the draft. Like, you talked about their ability to just blow up targets, which is, at the moment at least, non-existent. Like, what you gonna do? You double edge and stomp and that's it? Into assassinate? It's not enough.
No deeps, no deeps. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Yeah, that's tough, man. It's gonna take a little bit of time. They can get there. I think the route for them is to get to the point where these heroes are just so difficult to kill that they win the fights through attrition. But unfortunately, Storm Spirits, Brewmaster, Shadow Demon, Ogre, these are heroes that enjoy fights that include attrition. It's gonna be a tough while before Nigma feel comfortable fighting again. But I think they're probably gonna have to orient themselves around Roshan, right? That's gonna be the next site of the massive fight. They can't allow the Aegis to go away.
Maybe some nighttime, because the fact that Miracle died that last fight means that his Orchid is a bit delayed, unfortunately. Like, if he had it right now, I think he'd already be hunting. Because it's this minute 15 night, you know, you want to use it, the vision advantage that Stark gives you, you want to use it to the full extent. He will have the Orchid now. They're gonna go into the shop, and the only problem is you're playing into a Shadow Demon. So whoever you go on might at least have that saving bubble from the Shadow Demon.
Speaking of said Shadow Demon, he's smoked up right now with his crew. And they're trying to launch an offensive into Nigma Galaxy. Omar will be the one to present himself. He picks up a haste rune, but I'm not sure that's actually going to save him. He's doing his best, running himself away. Lorinov doesn't want to burn too much mana chasing a lowly support Centaur. So they're going to let him go. In the meantime, though, 1J went way too far forward. Gets himself caught within the terrorized Bramble Maze. He will just end up dead. So a gank attempt ends up into a feed, but at the same time, they found Miracle during the leap. He's going to need some way to get himself away. He gets stampeded out. Unfortunately, he's already at half HP, cycloned into the air by Dahak. Do they have the coverage to ensure that he dies? It seems that way. Lorinov, though, can't completely block the leap away. However, Pounce will not assist you this time, my friend. Miracle will end up dead. And Chimera Esports, it looked like they were feeding the Shadow Demon, but in the end, it turned out to be #calculated.
It definitely did look that way. I think it was kind of calculated on one side, then Miracle might have miscalculated his ultimate. Like, I believe he used it as he was killing the Shadow Demon for no particular reason to me. Like, he would get him from the Soul Burn anyway. He uses that ulti of his, and only because he used the ulti he's able to die. There's no other reason. So they just run him down afterwards. That slows down this Slark's momentum, and also ruins probably the best way the fight could have started, and that's them killing the Shadow Demon first.
For me, the very scary thing about that fight is that while the Slark was dying, Gyrocopter is rounding out the corner towards having his BKB. Once this Gyro has BKB, like, what do they do, fam? It's gonna be such a large period of time where he's just untouchable. They're smoking up right now, hoping to get some kills before that, and they find Larenov. They find him with the initiation. The stuns are there, but the follow-up is not.
Here.
He's still alive. However, Slark, Miracle, God, get the pounce onto the Storm Spirit, and they find the kill onto Larenov. Monster kill streak ended by the Slark. Now can they reach for more? They see TA2000, BKB not available just yet. They're trying to jump him. However, he's saved by the disruption. He is still getting focused right now. Can Miracle kill him? Not just yet. The BKB just arrived in the middle of the fight. He activates it, gets himself away, and Sumail does not have the damage to finish him off. They lost Omar in the meantime. Pantomime died to protect his Gyro, but that is a worthwhile investment. It sucks to lose your first BKB charge, but it's a damn sight better than dying.
It's a massive fight from Nigma. They were starting really to struggle behind, and this was like a really well taken fight. The fact that Slark kinda circumnavigated them and hit them from behind. So as Storm zips out, Slark pounces straight on top of him. Didn't even work at him, I think, in the end to finish him off. So very nicely read by Miracle where they're gonna end up. Very good smoke. Game that looked really rough, and keep in mind the Brewmaster had, I believe, Primal Split still on cooldown, so he couldn't even use it in this fight immediately. Good moves. It always, these kind of moves for me are always more impressive than when you're just dominating and winning the game. It's always nice to see a team kind of being behind and then finding their footing. Keep in mind that one player that we didn't really see do a lot so far is Sumail on Sniper. Like, yes, he dominated the lane, but you didn't really feel the Sniper's power, and slowly and steadily he's gonna get there. You talked about Gyro and how he's unkillable. He isn't really unkillable versus a Sniper. If you can't get on top of the Sniper and he's just sitting on some high ground hitting you, you're gonna have a bad time.
Radiant are scanned.
Sumail did do the most damage in that previous fight, quietly plinking away at the back edge of things. I mean, it's crazy to me that he dealt almost 5,000 damage despite missing both of his assassinates, as in they both got disjointed. So, it's like you say, he's getting there. Double Wraith Band with the Mjolnir. So, Chimera probably think to themselves, yeah, we need a little bit more strength. Let's finish the BKB on the Storm as well. And for this Gyrocopter, if he...
Oh
my
God.
goodness, what the hell? What?
Yeah, it happens.
It does not happen that both heroes die. That does not happen, bro. That does not happen. That's not supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to happen, but it did happen, unfortunately, for them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just want to stretch a little bit, you know, that's what it is.
Oh, okay, I see. You got some leg cramps, so...
Exactly.
Let me handle that for you. So we need to rename the Tormentor to the Massager. It kills you just so you can get some proper pressure into your legs. I understand.
It's the posture checker.
Under attack.
Well, Nigma's gonna have to check their posture about how they approach this Roshan defense because it's being taken by Chimera Esports right now. It's the first one of the game, so not necessarily the worst thing in the world. And they've just gotten the scan out, so Nigma Galaxy are aware that this is happening. Now it's up to them to decide if they respond.
Yeah, it's like Slark is still up on top. You can just see by their movements and by their positioning that they're not gonna respond. Instead, they smoke up and they go top, I think. With the Slark, this could be a kill on Storm Spirit.
He is
Omar.
45 gold away from having BKB on the Storm Spirit.
Perfect
Oh my
timing there.
goodness. Oh, but he's just went out of range. They pinged him. They know where he's at, but it's still a hard kill. Let's see if they can make this happen. They jump him. Larnov being gone on. Larnov, he is going to die. Unfortunate, he was 30 gold off of BKB, but they will deny him that opportunity and bring him down in the offset.
Yeah, 30 off of BKB, and now he is,
Radiant's bottom tower.
yeah, over 400 away, 430 away.
Are fortified.
Wait, even more.
Dire's
My
top
bad.
tower is under attack.
But yeah, it's a very good kill. That's a really good kill, because it opens up the map for them. Even though they're playing into Aegis, they can just trade tier 2s. They take the mid tier 2, and the top tier 2 is being taken slowly by Slark.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Surprisingly, CHIMERA Esports still enjoy the overall gold lead. And they're smoked up themselves as Miracle is sieging onto the tier 2 tower.
Dire's middle tower is under
We see
attack.
3 of these heroes, 4 perhaps, actually trying to move around, but unfortunately, everybody from Nigma has evaded them. They've just claimed the tower that they wanted. And this is amazing, right? During an Aegis on the enemy team, you still claim some real estate on the map. Feels so good.
Yep. These kind of smokes are pretty good because Gyro was still showing himself down bottom. So you cannot know for a fact, okay, you can't go for the Gyro kill because you think they might be behind him, but you also can't push because no one else besides Gyro is showing. So you kind of have to just play defensively. So these kind of smokes in the game of Dota, even if they don't connect, they are already doing something. They're already impactful.
Not just these kind of smokes, these kind of moves. Look at my boy GH. Cutting the wave, Shadow Realm TP out. He knows that they do not have any ground targeted stuns to stop him. Very nicely done by him. And it also wastes the smoke because 2 of those heroes who were smoked up angled towards him instead of going elsewhere on the map.
Yep, a little bit of creep skipping. There's an Aghanims now on Slark. I feel like Radiant, Nigma, they're just ready to fight. Lorenov.
Lorenov is being jumped on. His BKB is not on the way because his courier did get killed off, but he's not dead just yet. Miracle with the ultimate needs to get himself out of here though. The Shadow Dance is now expired, but the Stampede is in ready. Omar bails him out of trouble, but at the same time, Omar himself will end up dead as he's being surrounded by Dahak. One more hole boulder or just a little bit of burn from the Fire Panda will be enough. They find the kill onto Omar, but he has done his job, bailed the carry out of trouble. Hashtag work.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what Miracle can do if he wants to go in here, because keep in mind there's no primal split anymore. It's been just used.
Silence with the soul burn. Assassinate comes out. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, they've used a couple of these primal splits recently in a way in which you get like some kill, but you get a kill on a centaur that's a support, so it opens up the map completely for Nigma. And even though you have Aegis, you can't really utilize it. However, they are really close to Butterfly, so he's 100 gold away from Butterfly. Once it's up, I think you just go together with the brew. You just pick an objective, pick a lane, pick a smoke, and you go for a play.
Just a talisman of evasion.
Dire's bottom tower is under
But
attack.
he's quite farmed. He's gonna come across the bristle back right now though. Noob gonna find himself being isolated because GH CP's out immediately. However, because Lorenov is not close enough just yet, he doesn't have to be scared of being immediately zipped on, so he'll be A-okay.
Yeah, the recovery from Nigma is insane. Now the game is completely even. And I would even say though they are 1k ahead, a little bit above 1k on Nigma. I think that they're in a really good spot. I'd feel more comfortable, let's put it this way, I'd feel more comfortable playing Radiant draft now.
Yeah. I feel like they do not have great answers for the slot as this game keeps scaling.
Yeah. At least at this point. Like later on, yeah, maybe with some Storm scaling together with Gyro, there's potential. Brew as well becoming big.
Middle. Speaking of said Brew, he's not with his team at the moment. He's pressuring bottom whilst the rest of them are busy pushing in through middle. Noob Putting quite a bit of damage onto TA2000, who's down to half HP, and now Miracle shows up as well. BKB activated by the Gyrocopter. They're trying to bring down the Shadow Demon, and they will succeed. Nigma starting the fight 5v4, but Omar looking like he's about to die. No, kept alive at the very last minute. Does eventually take over. Buys back almost instantly as Noob getting stunned up on the high ground. However, he had his back turned, so now he wants to re-engage the fight. Panto almost gonna fall here. Omar with the buyback finds 2 heroes within the stun. They're able to kill off the one, silence up the other. Looks like the Hawk will follow him into the grave as there's no Bruce split to bail him out of this one. A 3-for-1 engagement and a very worthwhile buyback for Omar.
Absolutely, because not only do they get a favorable exchange, they also get a gem for Slark. Like, this is a hero that adores having detection, adores having vision, especially this gem, because the map becomes so small for Dire now. I think, like, one hero that's doing so much work in this game right now is the Bristleback. Like, this Snot Rocket, the minus armor, Sniper is just destroying everyone because of it. It is crazy good. At one point, Gyro had minus 30 armor. So he went like minus 5 or something. It's everyone hurts them, you know, even a hit from Dark Willow hurts.
Speaking of Gyro, he's gonna at least get a kill now. Being able to bring down Omar. That'll help him get closer towards having his Silver Edge. So this Bristleback, who's doing quite a bit of work with the Crimson Pipe, SNY, BKB coming out, especially with the hairball. He's gonna have some issues dealing with the Silver Edge once he finishes his farm pattern.
I think they didn't have Butterfly, by the way, in that last fight. We kind of talked about it, called for it. Maybe we said, let's wait for the Butterfly and then fight. That they are probably gonna do that, but no, they fought without it. It's kind of a big power spike as well for Gyro, and now he's got it. We'll see if it changes things in these next fights.
There are some complications, though, that will be inherent with this Butterfly. Obviously, the MKB is being built up by Sumail right now, but additionally, this Bloodthorn from Miracle is not that far away. They'll have the additional True Strike, so this Butterfly is not going to be the panacea that he's hoping it's going to be in this game. .30 minutes in. It's a 2k gold lead for Nigma Galaxy. Gaben is assuming that it's 48-52, so as even a game as you can have. And we will know in 5 seconds when the next Roche will emerge. I imagine that that's going to dictate a lot of what happens in the next phase of play. And it's 100 seconds away. That's quite a long time.
And that's basically an extra item on these cores. That's the amount of time that we're looking at. Like probably the Bloodthorn fully completed on Slark, probably this Shadow Blade at least on Gyro. Yeah, he's got it right now even.
By that time, Stormspirit will also have his Parasma. He's trying to build it up right now. Just needs the Mystic Star to complete it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So far, one thing that I have noticed from CHIMERA is they aren't able to take these fights in a way in which they want to take them. Like 1J and Panto, like he is right now, they're kind of always caught in front. And these two supports...
Are they trying to fight this? TA2000 getting back in on this? Going directly onto the Bristleback, but he's going to get himself stunned up and brought down 100-0. No BKB available. At the same time, the Storm Spirit forced to retreat away to the south. The chase is on for Dahak as well. Noob knows that he has access to the ultimate. If he can force it out, it would be super great. But here comes a Slok. Doesn't have access to the Orchid, but nonetheless, they force out the Brewmaster split. They've taken down one of the Brewlings to make that 3, and the Hawk might actually end up dead here. He's going to be forced to go back into the regular Brew form. Still being chased though. They don't have any fear of your base, my friend. They're going to come for you. Miracle pouncing him, holding him in position, killing him off. And Noob and the gang just asserting dominance on the map right now. It doesn't feel like CHIMERA Esports can fight them evenly anymore.
Just as we were mentioning it, literally, these supports are always being kind of too close to the fray, too close to the front line. If they get gone on, the cores of CHIMERA can't do their work. because you kind of want the Brewmaster to be in. He goes, they go on Brew, he splits, you reset with Shadow Demon. But if you're Gyro trying to help the Ogre, who's already dead, you're just asking for problems, just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
They're just all over the place. They're not really taking these engagements. I think there's maybe some... I was gonna say disconnect between them, but I mean, whatever. You know, like there's
Not
some...
intended.
Yeah, exactly. There are some maybe communication issues right now that are happening.
Yeah. It could also be that while we saw this in the previous game, the previous series, it feels like there's an endemic in this region of carry players not wanting to use their BKBs. So maybe TA2000 just caught the anti-BKB flu. What can you do?
Yeah, this 10k advantage now. Even with 1k advantage, it felt like Nigma are in a very comfortable spot. But now with 10k, you need to find a way. At this point, you need to find a way on Chimera to jump the sniper. And these heroes that they've got, they're just not jumpers. Besides Storm, no one else can actually follow up. There's like this Shadow Blade on Gyro that you can maybe play against, but you can't really because Stark has a gem. And map control is heavily favoriting Nigma.
Do you think Storm perhaps needs like an Aghanim Scepter for this game?
Maybe down the line, but are you gonna get down the line?
Radiant's top tower is under
I mean, like, let's say had you gone for the Ags in lieu of going for the Parasma, would that have been better?
I don't think so, no. It wouldn't give them the amount of control that was necessary. Maybe the Mars in hindsight would have been a better pick, but let's see, they smoke up. They don't have Brew ulti, but they will have it in 50 seconds. One thing that could maybe help them is Shadow Demon with a blink. You blink in, you purge the sniper, but that's also difficult versus a Stampede on Centaur. That's your getaway always.
We just picked up the full Parasma on the Storm Spirit. Blink Dagger a ways away for the Shadow Demon, but let's see how they approach this fight. It's CA2000. He's the first one out, seen by Noob. Noob is happy to tank up some of this damage towards his favor, but near Lorinov jumping in towards Sumail, but Sumail also has a BKB active, so there's no way to kill him off in this fight. Miracle trying to pierce the backlines, going in onto Panto. Omar found a 3-hero stun, followed up by the 3-hero terrorize. These heroes are gonna get eviscerated because Sumail can just sit and throw out right clicks. 4 heroes have fallen. Lorinov forced to zip towards the mid lane for safety. And Nigma Galaxy showing that if you give Sumail the opportunity to hit, look at that, 6.6k damage dealt in that individual fight by the sniper.
Yeah, I mean, this might be game if you want it or not. I don't think that there is a lot they can do about it. High ground, 20 seconds until Brew is up. Some resources are missing on Nigma, like no mana on Noob. He's forced to use the clarity, but you just don't have to back. Some teams, after that last fight, some teams will just GG out.
Yeah. I mean, many teams in this particular qualifier have GG'd out after that, but they might not have an option because now Nigma Galaxy already starting to move towards the top side of the map. They want to get this next Aegis and ensure that the game will end here and here. They know that the transportation will be coming through the Twin Gate in a moment. And what can they do for Chimera? Like, how do you fight around the pit with all of these items? BKB, Pipe, SNY, Crimson on Bristleback. Sniper has MKB, Mjolnir, now a Hurricane Pike and a BKB. And of course, Miracle about to get a Butterfly, or a Disperser in fact, of his own with the Axe Bloodthorn. Like, what do you do to deal with this?
I'm not sure. Like, you do have the Primal split now to use. He's probably going to TP to the outpost. They need to take this fight no matter what. If you don't take it, the game is just as good as over. I mean, you could argue that it already is, but if they're in the pit, maybe you can jump the sniper somehow. They smoke up, let's see. Bruce should TP very soon, but it's too late.
Not TPing just yet, and it's too late. Aegis already gone.
They're gonna fight. They're gonna fight around this ward, maybe. I feel like this is... If they can strike from the back and hit the supports and sniper first, maybe it's a play.
So let's see, they go in. Lorinov They get the catch onto Sumail. He's carrying an Aegis though, so not going to be the best target to bring down first. Stampede does come out right now from the Centaur. TA2000 trying to stand his ground, throwing out as much damage as he can. Manages to bring down Sumail's first life. That's only life number 1. With the Brewmaster though, Noob is now deep into the phrase. BKB is about to expire. It's not in the safest position just yet. Unfortunately though, the Brewmaster ult is now done. So TA2000 very vulnerable. And that being said though, TA2000 is still so strong with the right-click damage in the Aghanim Scepter. They kill Slog, they kill Omar. With the side gunner, they kill GH as well. The Assassinate eventually brings the Gyrocopter down. But at what damn cost, Liz? Sumail now standing his ground. Still does have access to BKB. There is no ultimate from Dahak. But Dahak will just straight up die. Sumail, BKB, TP out will enable him to retreat to safety with the triple. But however, Chimera Esports hold the high ground, prevent the Megas, take away the Aegis, and elongate game 1 a little bit further.
What a crazy fight. Good job, Chimera Esports. That was like a Hail Mary right there. Waiting around that ward, striking them, hitting the Sumail first on his sniper, hitting the sniper first. I mean, it's overall, this couldn't have went better. They were 20k behind. I mean, it's really difficult to believe that it even went this well. But one thing that happened though is Slark utilized his shard to save Sniper before the Aegis. That's what I noticed. And because of that, he only had ulti to play with. So they got him. Like, he was a little bit too far out and they managed to kill him. If he saves both of these things for himself, I feel like the teamfight might be a little bit easier, because Sniper has 2 lives, Slark doesn't. So, and Slark is a lot of their control as well with this Aghanims. No, Miracle just being very selfless through the fights.
Oh, Miracle, 1 TI playing with Matumba Man, who was ostensibly the carry in that situation. So he's learned from the best on how to give yourself up with the team. They still are 15k gold ahead. They failed to claim the full Mega Creeps, but 2 lanes are still in their favor. Patience is going to be there, and what they're going to do now is just choke out this map, close in Chimera, force them to play on a pure defensive note. However, 5 minutes minimum until the Aegis, that's a very long time. A lot can happen in that time period. Also, the critical thing about that fight at the very end of it is not just the amount of gold and experience that they gained from Chimera, but how many buybacks became available off the back of that. They have now a buyback on the Shadow Demon, buyback on the Storm Spirit especially, as well as the Brewmaster, which they did not have before being able to claim those kills.
The Silver Edge as well, right, on TA2000 to make it maybe a little bit easier to kill the Bristle. This game kinda changes once TA2000 gets the Daedalus, because that's that extra oomph of damage, which might allow you to even insta-kill a target.
It's gonna take a bit of damage from Sumail right now. He's actually just gonna get straight up killed. 1J was not in range to find the disruption. Nobody has a forced off, so that's just a dead Gyro who's in the grave for 65 seconds without buyback. That is a disaster because Sumail is now putting in the damage. Lorinov did his best to try and deal with the creep waves. However, this tier 3 tower should still end up falling here. Not really much they can do about it. At the same time, Dahak getting jumped on. The salvation will be there from 1J with the disruption. However, he's still in danger. Assassinate from Sumail will be there, but he gets the split off. Noob, BKB about to finish as Sumail gets zipped on as well by Lorinov. They found the sniper, but where is the damage? They don't have the gyro. He gets saved by the Death Shroud as well. They have to all retreat. Look at these Brewlings from Dahak almost dying to the right-click damage of Sumail. And they can do nothing to prevent the Mega Creeps being claimed by Nigma Galaxy. Chimera Esports, with 1 last life remaining, they are back against the ropes. What the hell can they do to stop this push?
Yeah, maybe there is some way to defend the throne. Gyro is up in 10 seconds, so they're gonna have at least 1 more fight. But that Gyro, oh, that's such a costly death.
Yep. Sumail will just pop
Lorinov?
his Satanic. They just right-click through Lorinov's life. They get him 100-0 right there. Gyrocopter, TA2000 going in the fight. Lorinov will buy back. He's trying to chase down Sumail, not going to be able to do so. And now as his BKB expires, they might close in onto the Gyrocopter. At the same time, Miracle almost died on the high ground. Unfortunately for them, he got off the ultimate to the Shadow Dance, survives long enough to kill off the Calm Spirit.
GG's.
Surviving the entire fight, getting the dieback out, and securing the GG. Nigma Galaxy get game number 1 off of Chimera Esports. Not through out-drafting them, not through outlaning them, but in the mid-game, purely outplaying them.
Yeah, absolutely. From the mid lane. I haven't seen a mid morph in a bit. Definitely playable.
I believe in the last few months, it's pretty much just been Kiyotaka that plays this mid with the flow morph. I think there was one game GPK had on it, but nonetheless, it's pretty much a bet boom specific strat. So we will see. Lorinov has obviously played with a lot of those guys for a while. He's from the same region, so we'll find out if he's learned the necessary tech to make this flow morphling work. And obviously, it would be very nice if we could get the first blood off of this smoke, and GH does have a very nice ward out, and unfortunately he's heading in the wrong direction for the smoke. Doesn't seem like they're gonna find the aggression they want. Panto and the gang hanging out on the cliff there. Noob will pop the smoke, but they don't have an observer. Oh, they do. Okay, so they see the Hawk. They know what's up. They're fine.
We should get some. We should get some spooky music every time team is about to clash on this minute 0 wisdom room.
Looks like the clash might actually still happen here as they're moving their way onto the high ground. Nigma Galaxy, they see the Hawk and they see TA2000, so they want the Nature's Prophet first. They're going on top of him and they should be able to find the kill. Noob grabbing the first blood. Who's going to be next on the chopping block? 1J being slowly but surely chased down. Noob only has a tree throw, so they don't really have any stuns out of the Tiny, but they have one out of the Lion. They'll deploy it and they should be able to find a secondary kill. 2-0 start for Nigma Galaxy. They will miss the beginning of the first wave, but to get a first blood and that little bit of additional gold and not sacrifice too many. Okay, they sacrificed 3 bots. Never mind.
They sacrificed. I mean, it's a worthy sacrifice.
Oh, all 4? Never mind.
All 4? Really?
Yeah. All 4. Yeah, Panther just got the 4th one.
I guess it's kind of even now, right? Like, not even that bad. But yeah, let's see how these lanes go. I'm surprised they managed to win that fight so easily, because you're playing into some heavy hitters plus tag team. They just couldn't connect, they couldn't stand their ground and fight properly. They just got picked off.
The one negative thing about this flow morphling as we look towards this mid lane is he's still not. It doesn't make him any better of a laner, really. Makes him a lot more unkillable, sure, but you still, as Magnus, this should be the easy lane for Sumail. Like, he might not demolish him in this lane, but he should certainly be able to find all the farm that he desires.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what the build is gonna be like. I have to wait and see. I've seen a lot of different ones in my pubs, but I'm not sure which one is the most optimal on the flow morphling.
Still has some time to figure that out as bottom. Panto just trying to make sure that TA2000 has a good lane. I mean, this is Nature's Prophet into a tiny lane, even with the Lion there. As long as he's not very bad with his positioning, should be able to get us farm in this lane.
What's happening so far? When it comes to the lanes, I feel like the only big winner once again is Sumail. Like 15 last hits, 5 denies versus 8 last hits on Morphling. He's really dominating once again. Top lane, GH is doing a good job of defending Miracle, but it's not like they're... I feel like once the hack gets like level 3, the lane will become a bit more difficult for GH and the Clinks and Miracle. They're being... Factually, they're being zoned out right now by Muerta and Bat.
This is a tough lane to play into. Like, there's a lot of kill potential between these heroes. A single foot wrong, you end up dead. So I can understand that trepidation right now. Unfortunately, that is going to mean that this Batrider is going to have a really, really good start to the game. And you know, you were mentioning in the previous game some of these heroes that are just conceptually hard to balance. And I feel like Batrider has been in that position since like TI3. For like a decade plus, he's just been so hard to get perfectly right. He's either really strong or really weak.
Yeah, Miracle. Speaking of that Bat, this might be the first kill.
Miracle?
Top lane.
Miracle? Oh god, he's dead. He is almost certainly gonna get brought down here. Oh, Miracle? He actually TP'd out? What?
Oh,
what a player,
that
1J. Now trying to get the... He's dead. He's just trying to cheer on to Hawk to be able to escape from this. Tar Bomb slowing down the Hawk a little bit more, but GH does not have any way to chase him down. Will we have to let the Batrider go, but Miracle, that's some TI winning skill right there, baby, knowing exactly when to TP out.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of that pact, a little bit of everything else, right, comes in handy. The mobility is definitely there for him. It feels like mini blink, mini TP.
Bro, is Sumail doubling the CS of this Morphling right now, basically?
Yeah. I mean, it is Magnus versus, like, you've got so much damage, it's ridiculous. Like, there isn't really a lot the Morphling can do at this point. He's even mostly strength, right? Because he's getting damage off of it, and his attack speed is pretty low. So... Life's rough for the Morphling at the moment, but we'll see if he's able, once he gets like level 6 and stuff, if he's able to rotate. Nice moves on bot lane though, by GH.
How did that happen? They come in with 3 heroes. GH made a rotation through the Twin Gate. They get the kill onto TA2000. GH loses his life, but hashtag worth. You know, that kind of rotation at this stage of the game, that's not a GH rotation, bro. I think this guy's been watching solo replays. He's like, this is what I need to do right now to secure the lane on the other side of the map.
I mean, yeah, it is a different GH, right? The position 5 GH noob, toss back, and should be fine here, right, Panto? Yeah. If tag team is gone, you can't really go for any further moves. Top lane, though.
They lose 1J, but they also lose Miracle. So Dahak will certainly take that exchange any day of the week. He gets the solo experience, gets to curtail the farming time of this Clinks, and he's already been out-farming the Clinks regardless, so let's put some pressure onto this wave as well. Okay,
yeah, he's the
see
one.
You, dog.
What did you say? Sorry. Can we see?
I'm saying we see you. Like he's out here.
Yeah. Ah, we see you. Yeah. I mean, I also want to see what he's gonna go for. Is this like your Power Treads Witchblade Batrider, or is he something? Is he going to go for something a bit more selfless? Because right now he's having such a good time that I sincerely doubt he's gonna go straight into a pipe or something like that. It's not even that good of a pipe game. It's decent, but I think you just go Witchblade or something here. We'll see.
Still a very even game. 7 kills overall, and Panto is gonna get dragged back in by Sumail. First rotation from the Magnus out of the mid lane. Do they have enough to kill him? Noob. They win the toss. A lot of time being bought by Panto. He should still die here though. And they need to give this kill towards Sumail to justify his time expenditure. Indeed they do.
Yeah, he was trying to steal the Wisdom Room basically. And Lion caught him in his tracks very early on. No Wisdom Rune stolen. 1 apiece. Both sides. Lornov might go top. I feel like this is maybe a play. Even Tusk has TP'd, and Prophet, of course, can join at any given point. This might be a go on Miracle.
Indeed. 4 heroes here. Panto, oh, misses the eye shots. Doesn't connect onto Miracle. The snowball will be there, but I feel like this gank is over. Echo Stomp will be there. Only catches in onto the Tusk. The Hawk fireflies himself onto the high ground as 1J. An amazing calling gets dropped down there. If not for that calling, honestly, they lose 3 heroes, but that stalls them in their tracks long enough for the rest of the team to escape.
Calling, what a spell, man. But there's also this fact that Sumail does not have skewer, and without skewer it's very difficult for him to close distance.
Oh, Miracle! Miracle! Top lane, they have the reveal. Clinks is about to die here. They get the first lasso of the game out of the Hawk. And this should be able to clip down Sumail. Or Miracle, excuse me. Sumail not here for this fight as he comes in on the backlines, looking towards Laranov. Laranov falling very, very low. Yet again, another calling, but it's not going to be enough. The Morphling will end up dead. Can they find revenge? Sumail has access to the RP, eye shots, holding this Magnus in position. Here comes TA2000. However, skewer forward, RP on the 2. TA2000 all of a sudden is all alone. Echo Stomp holds him in position after the Earth Spike. Ensured he cannot move. And Sumail gets the double with the Shockwave. Nigma Galaxy yet again just straight up outplaying the side of Chimera Esports.
Did he was saving a point, wasn't he? I feel like he was saving a point on skewer. I'm not sure because 4, 2, and 1 he was levels. Because now that they fought, 1J on top lane, he's dead again. GH.
GH is about to die as well. He's still alive for now though. As the Hawk travels in onto Miracle, they really want to try and find this Clinks instead. GH will be allowed to survive, but with TA2000 showing up, the big prize is Miracle. The question is, can they get a waveform in from Laranov? TA2000 not really able to dish out the full damage. Finally finds Omar with the kill, but Miracle's been allowed to escape. He's putting in damage from the offside of the fight. And that's allowed them to get a kill onto Dahak and Panto. Miracle still alive, and now Laranov needs to run himself away. Tossed forward by the Tiny. Noob wants to ensure that they can catch Laranov, who waveforms away. That's only one waveform, and now he's out of mana. Does have 21 charges though. Should be fine. So is TA2000. Miracle gets himself back. Like I'm saying, this guy plays like a weaver these days, and he's gonna survive.
Yeah, they're playing with... Yeah, they're barely living. They're playing with like 5% of their HP. Omar on the mid lane. Oh, the flame break actually misses, so it's gonna be... should be fine.
They could actually turn around here. They need to be careful. If the Echo Stomp lands, they have the Earth Spike follow-up. Let's see. 1J doing his best to escape. The Earth Spike comes first, in fact. And they don't necessarily need that follow-up, and they have the damage. Sumail, yet again, credited with the kill.
Yeah, this Magnus from the mid lane is doing so much work. GH, once again, will eat the lasso. But what's happening that's really important is that Sumail is almost... actually, he just purchased the Blink Dagger. Yeah, so with the Blink, it's a completely different game now. I mean, the game has been good for him. He's 4-0-5 at the moment, but it's just gonna get even more active.
4-0-5 on this Magnus. Blink Dagger in tow with power trades, and they're gonna smoke up. Do they have a smoke on GH? He does not. Unfortunately, nor does Omar's. He doesn't have the backpack, so they're not going to be ready to make a big move just yet. Okay, puts it in. It's time. Let's go. Lion plus Magnus, baby. We have Finger of Death. We have RP. TA2000, I think you're in trouble, my friend. You need to get the hell out of here. You need to run. TA, no. He's going to die, Liz. He is gone. No, they missed the skewer. I cursed at him. That's my bad. TA2000 still alive, gets hexed up, however. The toss will go through forward. He throws out the Wrath of Nature. He still hasn't died, and Omar will actually take the first tumble. 2 heroes sprout onto Noob and Sumail. Where's the follow-up damage, however? TA2000 will still end up getting brought down. There's going to be the RP as well from the Magnus onto 2. They've killed the Magnus. They've killed the Morphling, rather. They've killed off Muerta too. And every single hero on Chimera Esports is going to fall here. Unfortunately for them, the strength of Nigma is too much. They're 4k ahead. Even though they almost lost the NP for free, they end up massively cleaning up on the side of Nigma Galaxy.
Yeah, Sumail is just way too strong. These RPs, I don't know how he... like, they're just given to him. It looks so easy, but he always gets like 3-man RP. Nice rotation by Miracle as well through the Twin Gate. Being there when it was necessary to clean up. Because it all started very poorly. They missed all the spells that they could have. on that Prophet. The Impale missed, the Skewer missed, but it didn't really matter in the end.
It's under attack.
And I'm sorry, but this Flow Morphling so far is doing absolutely nothing. Like, I feel no impact from the mid Morphling. At the moment, at least.
Ah, but you see, there's the out. You said so far. There are many moments to come in this game. Hopefully.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
has
there are
fallen.
other games as well where maybe Flow Morphling will work.
Dire's top tower
It's gonna work in game 4 of the grand finals. Now they're having their stack stolen away as well. CHIMERA Esports.
Dire's top tower.
Not too long ago, it was a fairly even game, and now it's a 5k gold lead in favor of Nigma Galaxy. And, you know, it's very similar to the last game in the sense that, like, their problems compound in that Sumail is this tanky hero, or rather difficult to kill hero who's dishing out quite a bit of damage by himself. But also you have Miracle, who's willing to play front-facing. Building an Orchid, they just killed 1J. He has Orchid very closely on this Clinks. And this man right now, the fact is the scary part is that he's not the biggest threat on the map with the Clinks. I'm more scared of Noob and Sumail right now, which means Clinks can be ignored. And you've seen what happens in teamfights when Clinks is ignored.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's top tower is under
Let's see, they're gonna try and
Radiant structures
make a
are
smoke play on top lane. They even TP in with 1J.
No dead shot
They're so
connection,
quick.
unfortunately.
They're really quick to disengage. They just popped the drums on Tiny, and the moment they saw that TP, they just moved away. They didn't even think twice about it. With all this said, and all that lane going so well for the Hack, he actually opted to go for Vanguard, and that's his build. So he's gonna be he's gonna be tankier, I should say. But Blink from Tiny might be enough.
Blink
Let's
from
see.
Tiny throws him back towards the creep wave. Echo Stomp will be there. ET with the splitter throws it out. That's a dead Batrider. No way out of this one, buddy.
Is it?
Wait, what?
Toss?
Toss forward? Okay, crash landing. Crash landing. That's enough damage.
Almost, he almost lived. He's kind of tanky, right? Like the Vanguard, the Bracer. If he maybe had a raindrop there, he probably even survives.
$15 minutes. 87% win probability for Nigma Galaxy. And the scary part is about to begin because now the Orchid is being delivered. So now we have Orchid Clinks. We still have the Blink Dagger on Sumail. See if a fight gonna happen in the top lane because that's where they're TPing towards. And they find Lorinov. They toss him back towards the team. Earthspike directly with the finger. And the Flow Morphling just has to flow himself into the fountain because there's nothing else he can do on the map right now.
Yeah, they're really good at connecting with these tossbacks, not even on the hero, but on a creep. And then you follow up anyway. Drums
Not
are
done.
popped.
They had the vision onto Dahak. They popped the vision. They popped the drums, but unfortunately Dahak
has been killed.
still gonna be okay.
Radiant's
Yeah,
top
nice flame
tower
break
is
by
under
him.
attack.
He dispositions Magnus, and because of that flame break, he actually survives. The scary part that I have to say for Chimera is this draft was supposed to be doing a lot early on. Like you have the Prophet to pressure the lanes, to TP every time there's an engagement happening, but they didn't really manage to do that, and now they're kind of stuck with the tempo lineup that's playing from behind,
Dire's
7k
turret
behind.
has been killed.
It's not an easy position to get out from.
On the bright side, 1J did just kill the courier that was carrying a phylactery for the Tiny. So we're gonna have some of this damage ramp up being delayed at least for 2 minutes. 2 minutes of much needed time for the side of CHIMERA Esports. They're gonna try contest bottom. Multiple heroes are coming in here, Liz. They want to fight this. Batrider. They see Sumail. They're gonna maybe think about going on top of him. They finally grab him in. They do manage to kill him off. All of a sudden, that's one of the biggest pickups that CHIMERA has found in this game. But they know they need to retreat. That Sumail will not be far behind. So that's just a nice pick off. Very nice grab and a substantial amount of gold for a team that's struggling right now.
Yeah, that's... Man, how much gold did he give? 760 to the Hawk and another 500 to other heroes, so a lot of gold. given away. So
Dire's top tower is under attack.
gotta respect them. They still have a lot of burst potential if a hero is caught that way. Lasso, of course, being instrumental. Toss back on Muerta.
They find the toss back onto Muerta. She just dropped down the calling. However, this should still signal her death. The blood grenade to hold her in position. And as she dies, she will die with a smile on her face, knowing that she has enabled the escape of
Top lane.
Laranov as the Morphling gets himself away.
Dahak,
But in the
top lane.
meantime, top lane, Dahak on the Batrider has been caught out. Earth Splitter has done quite a bit of damage here, and with some final right clicks from Miracle, will finish off Dahak. Okay. Really good things happening for Nigma. They're not done. They're fighting around the Tormentor. Look at this big Earth Spike coming in. The RP from Sumail holds the Tuscan position as well. Panto trying his best to survive, will end up dead. Laranov though with the stolen tiny form, turning things around, getting the toss kill onto Sumail. Unfortunately though, there is too much disabled, too much damage on the side of Nigma Galaxy. So Laranov will still end up dead, despite the heroics he tried to save that fight.
Yeah, that's like a lot of damage that he could have maybe done in this last fight if he had a little bit of help. But yeah, everyone just disappeared. They got caught in the RP. Once again, these RPs are massive. I feel like they're just not respecting the spell. They're playing like, you know, we don't care if we get RP'd. We're gonna get RP'd no matter what, so we might just as well fight head first. And it's definitely not working out for them yet. And Noob will have Kanda, by the way, as the it's basically in 100 gold, so the burst damage is even higher for Nigma.
You don't watch fighting games, right?
I don't, but I play some Mortal Kombat every now and then, you know, just a little bit.
So I don't know if anybody, also the chat might know about this. There's a famous moment from Evo, what's it called? Evo Moment 37, where Justin Wong is fighting Dago, and Dago does the most incredible blocks of all time on Ken, stopping the level 3 from Chun-Li, turning it all around. And the reason I bring this up is that it feels like in this game, there's a game that's a few years later, Justin Wong is playing online, playing against some guy in a very similar situation. He's like, bro, you're not Dago, you're not that good. And it turns out the guy was that good. It feels like in this game, they don't believe that Sumail is playing on the level of like a Seb or a Collapse on this Magnus. But it turns out that his impact in this game is quite extraordinary. 21 kill involvements out of 28, with only 2 deaths to his name.
Yeah,
Now we have a little bit of a fight. Hex coming out. Omar, 3 hero Earth Spike coming in from him. And there's Sumail yet again with the Collapse level RP. Earth Splitter on the 3 as well. Noob follows up with the tiny. Too much damage with the Avalanche toss, and now everybody has ended up falling down. Noob with an ultra kill. He gets all the damage out. Look at this. 3,500 damage from this tiny. 2.6 coming out of the Cellular Titan, and these heroes from Chimera, with how little farm they have absolutely no hope of surviving this onslaught.
Yeah, that Kanda just hit the right spot right there. Of course, it wasn't only him. The RP was great. The follow-up from GH's Earth Splitter too. They just cleaned them up. What also needs to be said is that Chimera went uphill without any vision, and you're playing into a Magnus. So these kind of things, you know, if you're playing that way, they're bound to happen from time to time.
Dude, look at Omar. Actually, Observer, can you click on Omar quickly? Look where he's at here in the by the outpost. He planted 2 sentry wards around him because he is also in disbelief. He's like, there's no way. This lion is like, there's no way they came up this hill without vision. He is certain they had observer wards, but unfortunately that is not the case. Game is hard.
Wait, what happened to that creep? Was that creep blocking their ancients the whole time? I feel like it was. That's why they planted even the sentry to try and scout it. Their left ancients were blocked, but it was one of those situations where the creep is just hidden in the trees. Must have been pushed in one of these fights.
Well, it's now an 11k gold lead for the side of Nigma Galaxy. Gaben is apportioning them a 90% win probability, and especially once they have this Aegis. Like, they're already struggling to kill these heroes a single time. Whether it be Sumail, whether it be Miracle, whether it be Noob. They're actually leaving Noob alone. They're TPing out with the rest of the heroes. They want the Tiny to have the Aegis, and they want to get aggressive elsewhere on the map. Looks like the Hawk might be the target top. They get the Aegis, top lane. Look at this Batrider. Omar has caught him, found him, and they have killed him. Nothing he can do about this one. Sorry, fam.
Yeah, 1J. He was moving in maybe to try and dead shot someone away, but no such luck. A little bit too late. At the same time, Radiant jungle.
We find Sumail. At the same time, we look at TA2000. He's being targeted by Noob. Noob will be able to find that kill. They waveform away with the Morphling. Simultaneously, top lane, we do have 1J triggering out to pierce the veil, trying to kill Omar before he goes down, and he will succeed. And now, perhaps Miracle doesn't have enough in the tank to find the solo kill. He's very low in the mana department. Goes in with the skeleton walk. 1J just gonna TP out. Yep, nothing he can do. Nothing Miracle can do about this. He's just gone for safety.
I love the way he was running around the tree, running, and then just TPing anyway. Even though that shot missed, it didn't matter because there just wasn't enough burst. Nice, by the way, 2 kills for Chimera Esports. Like, of course they lose their carry, which isn't great, but they do manage to kill off Magnus once again. It's a lot of gold. I think these trades, when you're 10k behind, are still beneficial.
Mid lane, this trade might not be beneficial that much though, because they go in. Nice little avalanche coming in. The Hawk is going to be the one that's caught first. He does manage to bring down GH before he goes down. Trying to float away with the Firefly, but he still does die. At the same time, in the middle of this fray, Noob losing a lot of HP. Look at the damage going in on his direction. He's still alive. Do they have enough to kill him? Noob is still alive. How is this possible? Finally, he does end up falling. However, that's just the Aegis life. And it did cost Lorinov as he dove behind the rest of the fight, hoping for further engagements. And 1J on the retreat gets caught out and killed. I feel like, Liz, if they had just focused on killing the Tiny and just getting out, it might have worked out better. But Lorinov got so greedy, diving to the far side of the fight for that one.
Yeah, he tried to go for more. Meanwhile, Prophet tried to go for less. So TA2000 was backing out when Morphling was going in. And the Tiny wasn't really their main goal, just because of the fact that he had Aegis. So. Oh, TA2000? Nice bait, actually.
He has baited this. Miracle trying his best to run away. Ice shots will come out right now, holding Miracle in position. He's been dusted up. They know exactly where he's at, but unfortunately for them, GH has the Force Staff, uses it onto the Clinks, and then they turn around with the Burning Army and the Strafe, able to kill off Panto. Lasso coming in from the Hawk, but unfortunately, it's not going to be connecting in time. He wanted to find a priority target. Noob, in the meantime, able to get the toss back onto 1J. That's going to be an additional kill. But now the stun going in onto Lorinov. With Miracle right there, they have more than enough damage to bring down the small fling. TA2000 all of a sudden finding himself isolated, but he's able to TP out. He goes home. The Hawk not going to be so lucky though. Throws out the lasso onto Noob, but not nearly enough damage to kill this Tiny as he goes down, and that makes it a 4 exchange yet again in favor of Nigma Galaxy.
Yeah, I lied to you. The lasso wasn't used early on. It got used in the end there. Bat couldn't find the right target, but man, are Nigma playing them in these fights. Like, they're just a little bit faster. And even the way this whole engagement started was this good ward on the cliff with the sentry, baiting out the Clinks. But the ice shards were a little bit off because he had the Force Staff. I mean, GH, this, again, I mean,
look at this. This always happens in Dota, right? You make a bad play or a play that goes badly, and then when you find yourself in a very similar position, despite the fact that GH was completely alone, now they're paranoid. They're like, nah, guys, we're not going to go for it anymore.
Absolutely. I was going to say that even the Clinks plays a little bit of that, because they lost so many teamfights in a row. They just let the Clinks go, even though they could have maybe gotten him in that first engagement.
I mean, we were speaking about this earlier, about how the Clinks is going to be somewhat ignored in these fights. And unfortunately for Chimera Esports, that has ended up happening. Miracle, just been sitting back, gang. Throwing in right-click after right-click. Now he has a Gossamer Cape as well, building into a Lincoln Sphere. At what point are you going to be able to realistically kill him? Unless you overcommit for the Clinks and leave yourself open for a counterplay from the Tiny Magnus.
I think there's still like enough of burst damage to take down the Clinks. If you go like Morphling into Tiny, you know, and then you lasso him, it's not impossible. My issue is exactly what you said. to do that, you have to ignore everyone else. This Magnus is becoming a problem, or I mean, he always has been in this game. But so is GH. If you look at GH, he's 1500 gold away from Aghanims. Like, this Elder Titan is actually going to be dishing out some real damage soon as well.
Almost a 20,000 gold lead in favor of Nigma Galaxy. And now we have a little bit of a fight here. RP from Sumail, they catch out Batrider and the Morphling. Both of them eviscerated by the Clinks. Buyback almost immediately on the bat. And CA2000 trying to stand his ground with the BKB, able to kill off the Lion. At the very least, he can TP out, but he's TP'd out. Batrider, your offlaner, bought back, finding absolutely nothing off the back of it. And now, because of that, Liz, look at his net worth. Batrider has less than the Lion in terms of overall net worth, despite having a dominant laning phase.
Yeah, I think like he was a bit too selfless with the build, going for the Crimson, and then, I mean, it's a Batrider. If you're not getting pickoffs, if you're not getting kills, and you don't go for something like travels to farm the map, you fall off so quickly. The TP, by the way, from the Prophet, it was necessary. If he doesn't TP there, he dies for sure, so it was a little bit of miscommunication once more from CHIMERA Esports.
We have to give the benefit of the doubt. This is their first run as a new squad as the Hawk. Well, that's a dieback from our Batrider. 70 seconds in the grave. Absolutely no way to return. The one thing he's happy about is the fact that there is no Roshan to claim at the moment, but doesn't really matter because Nigma will have control of both sides of the map right now to claim the Aegis once it does become available.
Yeah, they can just completely zone them inside their base. At least you have the scary Prophet. It's one of the better heroes to play when the map shrinks, because he can just, you know, TP top, TP bottom, uses teleportation as well.
Look where Panto is. Dude, you know you were mentioning in the last game that Ember blinked in here or used the remnants. He actually got stuck by the blink in the trees. He couldn't move at all.
Yeah, Noob got stuck as well, but he had Shadow Blade, and sometimes invisibility is invincibility once again, no matter what the MMR the game is in.
I feel like also Noob has, you know, 35 armor and 3.5k HP. I think it's very different from being caught as a Tusk.
Yeah. You've got to commit everyone to kill him off.
Now,
Sans Aegis, they still have managed to clean up the tier 2 tower in the top lane, so all the outer towers have been removed. Nigma Galaxy in complete control of things right now. Oh,
1J.
Sumail getting the Suyo back onto 1J. Very easy kill onto this Muerta. I guarantee you right now, Liz, that 1J's feet are on the floor. He is not having his legs on the table after a plays like that.
Yeah, well, he can have them anywhere. It doesn't really matter for 30 more seconds. This Yashakaya Magnus is just ugly, you know. It's so quick. Jumping in, skewering you back with the shockwave to reposition. It's just so quick. Like, the animations are all so... I mean, everyone kind of expects it at this point, but it still feels dirty.
Now said Magnus has a Lincoln Sphere as well, so trying to gank him with this Batrider is certainly not going to be a viable play. And part of the problem with all of this is like, what do you do with Lornov? Like, you were mentioning earlier that this Morphling hasn't really come in vogue. Now that all of the cores have BKBs, all of them have defensive items. Oh, nice little dodge on the RP. That's what he can still do. Unfortunately, on the second go, there's not really much he can accomplish as he ends up dead. 2 Hero Avalanche onto Dahak and Panto leads into an easy double for GH.
GG.
Liz, I mean, this game is over. There's no way out of this one.
It was a nice dodge with Waveform, but I feel like he stood there to look, hey man, I dodged that, huh? How do you feel? You know, he looked behind. Cool guys don't look at explosions. You need to keep on going straight. Yeah, he got punished. So